2024. I hope you guys are doing well out there. I hope life is good. Let's see what the energies are for January 27th, 2024 for the collective. All right, so here's what's happening. So we have somebody that's in crisis mode and paranoia mode. There's somebody very, very paranoid, and they keep hiring shamans or spiritualists to come cleanse their homes, but there's nothing going on except for 3D issues. So this is not spiritual, it's 3D. So some of you may legit have a stalker. You may have somebody with a listening device in your home. You may have surveillance that's going on. Some of you have an energy that you're feeling like you feel like you're being watched. It's correct. There is somebody who has, okay, so for each person it's gonna be different. For some of you, there is somebody that's attempting to harm you. Maybe they want to get your personal information. Maybe they're hoping to overhear your banking information or something that they can use against you, some dirt, something like that. Now, another group, it's purely romantic. There's somebody with a romantic obsession with you, and they may be, watching you in your house or whatever, wherever they have their surveillance stuff. They just want you in a romantic way. It's obsession. Now there's somebody else that wants you guys to like lose your mind. That's the goal, is for you to lose your mind. And for some of you, you're so paranoid at this point that you're an inch away from losing your mind. So how about you step back off the edge, take a deep breath, and say, since when do I let the enemy win? Since when? Since never. Enemy win, that's not an option. No. That's one of the main things that I pray that I can instill in my kids is because this generation, many of us were raising our kids. So I think all of us do this, right? We want to raise our children to have a life better than the life that we had, right? We want to, every generation wants to level themselves and their children up, right? But just me as a parent, as you guys know, I take self-inventory of myself all the time. How can I do this better? How can I do that better? I also do that with my parenting. I've noticed that I possibly could be raising a spoiled brat that's out of touch with reality. And I'm doing a lot of things to nip that in the bud now, not later, but now, because the smallest thing is a crisis. And I just think back to myself as a child, and I'm sure you guys do too. I walked myself to school. Of course, in this day and age, it's not safe. That can't happen. Man, I used to I stepped on a rusty nail on the railroad. I was walking the railroad tracks at like 5 or 6. I think we all were, right? Most of us. We had no super. It's like everybody I talked to, like I didn't have supervision, so I guess it's like normal. We just didn't have supervision, and I just, with the rusty nail, pulled it out of my foot, walked home bleeding, grabbed some peroxide, cleaned up my wound, put on a white sock. I knew to do that, and I just went back outside and play. Now these kids get a paper cut, and they're like, I gotta go to the emergency room. But there are adults that are that way too. They're like, paper cut, I got to take 3 days off from work. I can't do it. So just for some of you here, it's mind over matter. Since when do we let the enemy win? So if you don't have your mind right, you don't have anything. You could be a billionaire. You could live in the most beautiful, luxurious home. You could have the best looks and the best health in the world, but if your mind isn't right, you have nothing. You might as well go lay in the gutter. So some of you, They want you to lose your mind or to lose your wits about you or to forget that you're capable. No matter what, you can handle it. No matter what life throws at you, you can get through it. So collective, that's what you need to realize here. Somebody's trying to take that away from you because they know if they take that, you're the same as somebody laying in the gutter. What's the difference? Okay, so now let's talk about something else. So a neighbor's going to shoot their shot. So this is either a neighbor, somebody in the next cubicle, or someone foreign to you. So this could be somebody that's your next door neighbor. Let's say you own a business, there's a storefront, a shopping center. Could be somebody in the next shopping center, like in the next building over, the next business over. There's somebody that you see often and they are referred to as your neighbor. So whatever that may be, you know, maybe some of you are in the hospital and your neighbor is in the next bed next to you and they're trying to shoot their shot. So whatever is your neighbor, that's who's trying to shoot their shot. Now, some of you are aggressively out to get money and it's paying off. You're aggressively trying to get money and it's paying off. So if you guys are looking for that money is going to be there. Reading specials are $25. I offer same day readings and a $10 one question, one answer via email only. I also have spell work on the 4th page of my only website, jamiezebra23.com. I do have 2 other channels, Missing in Action Tarot and jamiezebra23 Tarot. If you guys want to go over there, like, share, subscribe, and comment. That would be super duper lovely. Okay, we keep getting this King of Swords, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius energy, man or a woman, authority figures. So, okay, so now we're on to... So some of you are going to get a new vehicle. Some of you also have a trip coming up. Some of you are going to go see your family, and it may be a sad occasion. There may be like a confusion of they were just fine. I just saw them. I don't know what happened. Like everything was fine. How did this happen? Like what took place? What went on? That's the vibe here. So there could be an abrupt change in somebody's health or something else, but something abruptly has taken a turn for the worst. But it's saying, don't worry, collective. Like I said, you guys can get through anything. Now, also, some of you are going to reunite with an ex that you have kids with. And people are going to be very, 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 very confused and very, very shocked. And they're going to ask you if you're in your right mind. But it's saying that this is actually perfect. Because, you know, not everybody has a bitter, dramatic experience with their ex. Not everybody hates their ex, and not everybody thinks their ex is trash and la, la, la. Like, not everybody does that. There's lots of people who co-parent successfully. There's lots of people who have just decided that a relationship does not work and people have gone their separate ways. So lots of people have experienced that. So maybe other people in your family, they don't understand this because they've never dealt with this. But it's saying here that maybe some of you, after years of not being together, are getting back together, and your families are going to benefit. You know, your children and each other are going to benefit from this thing. People are confused. They think it's a bad idea. They think you shouldn't do it. But I mean, I think people can get to know each other better by not being in a romantic relationship, but seeing each other often. Because nobody's on their best behavior. Nobody's doing this or that, right? So I just feel like for some of you, you're getting back together with an ex. And I don't mean a toxic one. I don't mean an abusive ex. I mean somebody who you were maybe co-parenting with very well, peacefully, calmly, successfully, that sort of thing. I am available 365 days a year, 7 days a week, all holidays, every day, yep. I also have products on my website. I typically ship out the very next day. No extra fees for shipping. Nope. So the cat's out of the bag. Some of you are openly practicing your spirituality, whether you be a Muslim, whether you be a witch, whether you be a Satanist, whether you be an angelic healer, whether you do Reiki, whether you are a shaman, whether you do house clearings, blessings, whether you are a minister in a church, whether you are whatever you may be, it's coming out and people are knowing about this. And there's judgment here. So it's giving 50-50 energy. So some could be judging you in a good way, and some people could be judging you in a bad way. Somebody could be like, see, I knew they were rotten. They're Muslims. They're going to do this, you know, the stereotypes. And then some people were like, oh, no. Oh, wow, I knew they were angelic after all. Or, oh, crap, I wish I wouldn't have messed with them. Or, oh, crap, I need their help. Like, so there's just some sort of public recognition. Cats being brought out of the bag. People are going to know what you got going on. For some of you, you're going to be feared. For some of you, you're going to be respected. And for some of you, you're going to be disrespected. That's just how the cookie's going to crumble. All right, guys, JamieSieber23.com. Ta-ta for now. Love you long time.